Hey all, I wish you a happy new year. It is 2026 by now. It was just New Year a day ago, and this is my first video for the year. And I wanted to share with you my first finished object of the year that I could have finished on the 31st, but I decided to go to bed. I am in a Tibetan settlement, so they don't celebrate New Year on the same date because the Tibetans have a different calendar. So their New Year will be on the 18th of February. It's called Losar, and it's a 14-day Buddhist festival. So I will surely show you videos of this in February, but right now there was nothing that was celebrated here. Yes, I do recognize that in the Western calendar it's a new year, but no one is like having parties here or events or whatever. So there was nothing much to do. So just staying up to stay up and be alone at midnight didn't make a lot of sense to me. So I decided to finish my first project of 2026 on the 1st of January. And this is it. You have seen it as a first cast on of my 6 cast on party, and it became quite big. It is a Nightlights shawl by Andrea Mowreys. You see it's really long, and I already made it a bit shorter. I left out part of the middle section because I was afraid that my yarn wouldn't be enough, like especially the gray yarn. This was a yarn that I inherited from my mom, so I wasn't sure I didn't have a label to everything. So I stopped at probably 10 repeats before the supposed middle, and I barely made it. I had like this much of the gray yarn left. It was enough to weave in the ends, but nothing more. And then I was blocking it yesterday, so I can show it off to you today. I love the color combination, this black and like it's more gray, dark gray, and the red. I think it works beautiful together. It is quite a big shawl. I have no idea how to ideally wear it because the ends are still really long if I wrap it around. And I'm not even sure if I keep it myself, even though it's beautiful, because I have a bunch of shawls already. So let's see, maybe I find someone that would like this beauty. And it was fun to knit. I like the slip stitches. It was entertaining enough to not be boring. The rows are not too long. I like this kind of shawls where you don't have like super long rows. I like it more when you have many rows, but they are not too long. So this shawl turned out beautifully and I enjoyed it a lot. And in this video I also wanted to share with you an update on the puppies because a lot of things have happened and it seems everyone really liked the puppy episode. So I wanted to keep you in the loop what is going on with our little puppies. Went to look for our little puppies and we got a really weird surprise. Instead of 5 puppies, as you can see, 1, 2, 3 here, there is 3 more in here. So someone has dropped a random puppy in our puppy box and now we have 6 puppies. I am not sure what to do about this. It's a bit weird. But this guy there is new. He doesn't belong here. So let's see what's going on here. We are just waiting for the vet to check on all of them. But we have an additional puppy now. How confusing. It's a bit crazy. Do you see this guy? He wasn't here before. Someone just dropped us a random puppy in our bunch. And he's really hot. So I'm happy that the doctor is coming so we can check. But let's see if she accepts one more puppy and what's going on here. It's a really weird story. Why would you just drop a random puppy and a bunch of other puppies? And I'm worried he might be sick, so let's check.
This guy is very.
So the vet was here to check all the puppies and the mom, and they're all way too fat and overfed. And we made a little sign. We made another sign yesterday already, but everyone ignored it. Now we have a bigger one. Let's hope that prevents people from extra feeding the dogs, because they're getting really bloated and unhealthy from too much food. And we also don't know what to make with the new puppy now, because the mom doesn't really accept him. The other puppies actually do. They're really nice to him. What is a surprise? They immediately adopted him, but yeah, the mommy is growling at him the whole time when he comes too close. So let's see what we can do. A small wrap up for 2025. I actually had a beautiful year. I know a lot of people didn't like the year so much, but for me it was actually nice. There was some not so pleasant moments, like my mom passed away, as you have heard already. So that was obviously not my favorite part of the year. But overall, I was like having a pretty nice life. Living in Dharamsala and close to His Holiness is always beautiful. I started my year going to Sri Lanka with my friend Vanessa from Germany. We did a little bit of Buddhist pilgrimage and a little bit of beach time. And then I went to South India, where His Holiness was at this time in February. I did a 1 month debate retreat. And then I stayed in Dharamsala until summer, when I went to Ladakh, also to follow His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And I had to go to Germany for some weeks because of my mother, but I was able to be with her. And yeah, then I spent the next few months back in Dharamsala, peacefully practicing, studying, knitting, and ended my year here in Drepung Losling Monastery, where His Holiness is spending his winter. And this is where we'll stay for the beginning of 2026 as well. I will probably be here for another month and then be back in Dharamsala. About my knitting for 2025, I finished around 40 projects. Most of them are on my Instagram, but not all of them, because some of them I didn't take finished object pictures yet, due to different conditions like weather, time, etc. But they will follow in the future. I obviously didn't bring all the finished objects down with me on traveling just to take pictures, so they will come up in the future. So it was quite a nice knitting year. There's nothing to complain about. I made a lot of small projects like hats and small shawls, but I also did a bunch of garments, not as much as I sometimes do. So I think this year I will focus on more garments, but I mainly made some summer shirts. That's, I think, my focus on 2025. But I also made two nice cardigans And yeah, let's see what 2026 brings. I have made a Make 9 aspiration, but it's not like a really fixed one. I have some ideas what I want to knit, like I want to make another cardigan, I want to make some more gloves, fingerless gloves, because I don't like them when they go over the fingers, because then I cannot knit with them, but it's quite cold where I stay. I want to make more hot water bottle covers, I want to knit a bunch of hats. I thought maybe, but let's see, I can make 12 hats this year, or hat kind of items. I might make hoods, I might make headbands, all these kind of things. But let's see how this will work out. I want to make a big shawl, I will make some nice small projects, some shirts. Yeah, let's see what the year brings. I'm not the person that has big plans, because they usually don't work out anyways. Life is impermanent, there's always something coming up that we didn't expect. So who knows? Like last year, my crafting, I started some bigger projects, but then they got on hold because the whole situation with my mom and stuff. So in this phase, I only worked on smaller projects. So this is why a lot of the bigger projects that I had planned didn't come to fruition. And when you travel around a lot, like in Ladakh, you also don't have the focus to work on one big item. So it's much easier to travel with a bunch of small items. And as I was traveling for over 3 months last year, I finished a lot of hats and small shawls. So let's see what this year brings. I wish you guys all the best. I hope you all have a lovely year. And I will see you along the way. You guys remember how I told you about the additional puppy yesterday? Look, it's this one. But now something else happened. I just walked around and someone took one of our puppies away. And we don't know where he went. And it's actually the one that the policeman wanted to adopt. And now he's gone, and now the policeman is a bit sad. But it seems he will adopt the new one now, because they all want boys only.
She has to leave, so I'm walking quickly.
I'm taking that baby at night.
You see, they get more and more playful every day. We wish you a happy new year. There's only 4 puppies left. There was a second one taken away in the evening last night by one policeman, again without telling anyone. But what can we do? At least 2 are adopted and have a lovely home. Everyone wants a boy, so we have like 3 girls left and the tiny boy. So let's see, I think for him it will be easier to find a family, but for the girls it might be more complicated. I think they're taken away a bit too early from their mother, but what can we do? It's better than them ending on the street. So we wish you lots of love.